Welcome everyone to the October 6th community call for the Power Platform Junkies user group. Today we have a few amazing demos that are coming from our honored speakers, and they're going to be taking us through a few of the capabilities within the Power Platform and how you can be able to use the Power Platform to build solutions for that specific problem that you would necessarily have. So with regards to community updates, today we do not have any community updates, but the only one that we have is only about that we're going to go back to our schedule of having this community call bi-weekly. So we're going to skip next week, and then we're going to have the community call the week following after that one. So that is the only update that we have for this community call. How we're going to be doing it today, we're going to be looking at how we can unlock seamless collaboration with Figma and Power Apps, and that is going to be done by Bandile. And then we're going to look at how we can build a maintenance request using Power Automate with Microsoft Forms. But before we actually do that and do some of the other demos during this community call, we're going to have a little bit of a slight recap of what we did on our previous community call for Shaista's demo and her presentation. So that's going to be part of today's community call to show us in action how to actually build an inventory management solution using the Power Platform. And I think there's some AI into that solution, but I do not want to actually ruin the element of surprise. So two of our newest demos today are going to be centered around using Figma and Power Apps and also using Power Automate with Microsoft Forms. Well, before I actually waste any more time, let's actually get right into it. So first up, we're going to have the maintenance request solution using Power Automate and Microsoft Forms from Saurav. So I need you guys to, by show of reactions, to actually showcase that you actually hear the sound from Saurav's demo. So he's going to take it away in just a moment, and I can't wait to actually see how we can be able to build a maintenance request solution using Power Automate and Microsoft Forms. Again, before we get into the demo, I want to emphasize this. If you want to be part of the community calls in terms of doing your demos on the community call, just make sure you reach out to the community members to actually say and specify that you want to be part of the community call as a presenter onto those community calls. Right. So first up, we're just gonna go right ahead and have the demo from Saurav, and then next up, I think we're gonna have another demo, which is a recap from last week's community call. Right. Saurav, take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Saurav Deoraj, and today I have a maintenance request to be presented. So let's start. So a maintenance request is a communication made by an individual or organization to request the inspection, repair, or servicing of a specific item or equipment or even a system that requires maintenance or attention. So this could be either a light bulb, a broken table, a broken chair, projector, anything for that matter that requires some attention. So these are crucial for keeping facilities and equipment in good working order, ensuring safety, and preventing more significant problems from arising. So what has led me to build this is these following problems. So the first problem was the manual process. We were relying too much on manual methods for handling maintenance requests. So it was prone for errors, and the efficiency of it was not too grand. So, which is why we needed an automation workflow. So that's the other reason was without automation, there would be many delays along the way, like sending notifications, emails, even generating reports. So all of this can be automated. So the solution to this was is to design a user-friendly request form, a maintenance request form that prompts requesters to provide detailed information about the problem or the issue that's been arising. So this could include the type of the problem, where this is situated, the urgency of the problem, and much more. So we will utilize a maintenance managed flow, which this case will make the automation using Power Automate to send notifications, the reports, all those information. So these are the tools that would be used, the two main tools, which is Microsoft Forms and Microsoft Power Automate. So let's go ahead into the solution. So here we go. So this is a basic form that I've created to just capture the details of that problem. So we'll need the person's full name, whoever is requesting this maintenance. So the name, the email, the time, the date, which specific campus. So this was intended for DUT. So these are all the campuses for DUT. The department, the block letter, A to F. So we'll also include the room number, if there is a room number, the location, the specific location, the nature of the work, as well as a small description. And once this is completed, it would actually start a Power Automate flow, as you can see here. So when a new response has been submitted from the form, it'll start this flow. So this will basically gather the information that has been submitted using this response ID from the form. Thereafter, all those informations that has been entered in this form here will be stored in a Excel table. As you can see here, we just added a row, a record of all the fields that needs to be complete or that was required in the form. So it'll just take note of that for recording purposes. So straight after that, an email will be sent to the faculty for approval. So this will be to the campus. In this case, I'll use my email just for demonstration purposes. So an approval will be sent to the faculty, and this is a approval and rejection thing. So there'll be two options, whether to approve or reject this maintenance issue. So if the approve button was clicked, as you can see using this condition, if it's approved, then an email will be sent to the reporter saying that the issue has been addressed and it would be pending, basically. So if it was not accepted, in this case rejected, we also send an email to the same reporter, person who filled in those forms, to say that it's been declined or it's currently in the process of fixing. So yes, and I forgot to mention that if it's approved, an email will also be sent to the maintenance person who is actually doing the maintenance. So all the necessary details like the department, the campus, the nature, the block, the location, all of those will be sent to this person for completion. And we'll just update a row saying that this issue has been completed. So that's it for this flow. Okay. Now for the demonstration, we'll just enter my details. The email. Block B. Room number, just for demonstration purposes, we'll just guess the location. So I selected electrician, so we'll just say broken light bulb. And once I submit this form, a request will be sent to Power Automate. So let's see all the runs. All right. So it would have followed this process, the Power Automate process. So this is the trigger that has been, whenever you submit a form, this flow has been triggered to go off. So we'll get the details, the row, and then an email will be sent for approval. As I said, in this case, it would be me for demonstration. So let us have a look here. And we see everything that we need to see regarding the problem that we've been facing. So I have the power to reject or approve this issue. So let's say I approve it. So once I approved it, it'll go on to this condition here. So this condition also sends another email, which in this case is also me. So I'm the reporter, the person who reported this issue. So I'll get notified that this process is currently being fixed. This is going according to this. And yes, that's it on building a maintenance workflow or maintenance request. And yeah.
That was amazing. That was a great demonstration from Saurav in showcasing how we can be able to use Power Automate in Microsoft Forms, just a simple solution to solve one big problem. Now that people can be able to maintain some of the facilities that they have, most especially in universities, in public areas or public spots where people want those areas to be specifically fixed and maintained. So this is a great solution that Saurav has just showed us and how you can be able to build it. And it wasn't that complex. It was very simple. You just take all of that information from a form, you take it and you use a Power Automate flow to actually do an approval process that would be needed either for either you want funds, that's where you can actually be expanding to it to actually make it a bit more broader, to get either funds to actually build or solve some of the maintenance issues that are on that specific area. So that was really wonderful. I really enjoyed that. Very simple demo. And again, before we get into the next one, if someone wants to be part of those community calls as a presenter, they can be able to reach out to us and tell us so that we can be able to put them for the next community call or an upcoming community call. And again, you don't need to be an expert. Even if you're the first time presenter, you can be able to do your presentation on those community calls It has just only to be a solution to a problem that you found, and it doesn't need to be very complex. I believe that we have Bandile on the community call right now, and I am very tempted to move everything over to him to actually showcase to us what he has installed for us, to actually show some of the demos that he actually has. Bandile, take it away. The stage is yours.
Good afternoon. I hope everyone can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. So I'm about to start sharing my screen and give a little presentation on how to actually use Figma and Power Apps together to create apps from Figma designs. So Power Apps and Figma have collaborated to help designers and developers to be able to work more more effectively and efficiently together to develop apps more quickly. So, firstly, you need an account for Power Apps and one for Figma. And once you have created those accounts, you come to create and you go to Figma. So before you can actually go to the Figma web app or desktop app, you need to download the Figma UI kit. This is the only kit that you can use to actually create designing apps from Figma. So once you're here, you can actually open the UI kit in Figma. So I've already opened it on my desktop app, and basically it gives information on how to use these tools together. So you have a step-by-step guide which actually helps you in getting familiar with the tool. So I'm going to do a quick little demonstration on how to actually design from Figma and convert it into a Power App. So to start, you actually have to create another page, which I've already done. And once you've created your page, you can come to assets. And then already you can use the UI kits that they've provided for you to actually design the application. So you have everything from buttons to labels to text inputs and even date pickers and all of that, which is actually developed by Microsoft with the Power Apps. So just a quick little demonstration on how easy it is to actually create a page. So you can add a screen. And then first thing you want to do is actually, this screen is a component, but you have to detach the instance so that you can customize it and to make it into your own. And then also here on top, you can name your screens anything that you wish to name them. But because I've already designed the app, we're just going to convert this into a Power App. So you need actually two things from Figma, which is the link to the page and the personal access token. So if you go back to Power App, you can name the app anything you wish to name it. I'm gonna name this one Digital Registration App. And then the link to the page, you can get it from Figma. So if you come to layers, you click on the page that you've added, and you say copy link to page. Then you can go back to Power Apps and actually just paste the link to the page. Then for the personal access token, you need to come to settings, go down to personal access token. You can generate a token that you can use once off. So I name this one digital. Then you can just generate the token, which you could also copy and paste into PowerApps. Now, one more thing actually that is important. So when you're actually designing your app, you can design it either as like a phone format or like a tablet format, because you must also indicate that when you're converting the design to the app. So because ours with the phone, we're gonna select phone over here, and then you select create. And then once everything has converted from the design to a Power App, you can actually use this app to do what it was intended to do. And then also from here, from Power Apps, you can actually extend the app by connecting it to data, by adding page logic and adding like more screens to it from Power Apps once you've converted it. And then after that, all you need to do is just save it, publish it, and you can also share the app. That's all from me.
Wow, wonderful. If I'm not mistaken, with that, it actually comes in with AI if you're actually trying to pull in all of those components from Figma to your Power App. But for that demonstration actually deserves a round of applause. And yes, of course, again, you can see that AI is actually intertwined on almost every single thing that we do, even in low code, to actually make us more productive when we're building all of those low code solutions, most especially for the problems that we have. And that was a very cool demo from Bandile to actually show us how to convert the designs that we have on Figma to an actual functioning app that has 3 screens. Imagine this. You're part of a hackathon and you are working with someone who knows or is an absolute beast when it comes to designing on Figma. Now, the only thing that you need to do is to convert that back into an actual functioning application so that you can do the presentation during a hackathon. Imagine that. Imagine the time that it would take to convert that design into an app if you had to do it manually. But now with what Bandile just showed us, it's very easy. You just plug in all of your required details from your design on Figma, and you put them into Power Apps, and the AI does its magic and transforms that into an actual working application. Thanks, Bandile, for that. I'm definitely going to use that when we are doing hackathons around all of the different times within the year or next year. Right. Next up, we have Shaista to actually give us a recap of what happened last week and actually show us how to build an inventory management solution with Power Platform. So let me try to dial her in and see if she can be able to show us something awesome today. I am under the impression that Shaista is here. So without wasting any time, let's look at
Good
it.
day, everyone. Today we're diving into the world of inventory management and leveraging the power of the Microsoft Power Platform to streamline the entire process. My presentation revolves around inventory management system using Power Platform. Now, let's address the problem of inventory management, that is, struggling to keep track of inventory levels and reorder points. This can lead to two critical issues. Overstocking, which happens when a business holds more inventory than it can reasonably sell or use within a specific time frame. This ties up capital and storage space. And stockouts, which is when a business runs out of a product or item that customers want to purchase. In this way, you can lose sales and potential customers. So what's the solution? We're going to create an inventory management app using PowerApps. Let's break it down. In the first screen, this screen will display all the stores, products, and their details. But it doesn't stop there. You can also add new products to the inventory and edit existing records, making product management a breeze. Second screen will be all about tracking previous transactions. It will also let you add new transactions seamlessly. No more manual record keeping headaches. Now that we know the problem and the solution, let's talk tech. Here are the main technologies that we'll be using. Microsoft Dataverse. This is a trusted database platform integrated with PowerApps and Power Platform, perfect for storing and managing all our inventory data. We can also use other platforms such as Excel and SharePoint. PowerApps, which is the tool we will use to create our intuitive, user-friendly inventory management application. And Power Automate, which is a tool that will be used to automate notifying the staff about reorder points. Looking ahead, we can expand our capabilities by integrating Power BI. This will take our inventory management to the next level by providing advanced analytics and insights. We can also use Power Automate to automate many of the tasks that we are still manually completing. With that said, let's dive into Power Apps and see how we can turn this vision into reality. Now, we have to go to make.powerapps.com, and here we are presented with the Power Apps interface. We have a list of options that we can use to create our app. On the Create tab, we can start from a blank app. This opens a blank canvas for us to be able to add our own data and also customize the screens on how we would like it to look. We also have a wide range of options, such as using Dataverse, SharePoint, Excel, SQL, Image, and Figma. And this will allow PowerApps to create a 3-screen app using your data. The 3 screens that will be created is a browse screen, a display screen, and an edit screen. The browse screen, which will allow us to view the data, to view all the data in a gallery, the display data, which will allow us to open a certain item and display all the information regarding it, and then the edit, which will open a screen to allow us to edit and modify the information that's in the gallery. We also have the Learn tab, which has how-to articles, courses, and videos to practice with Power Apps. For today's example, we'll use Copilot. Copilot is an AI tool that allows us to describe what we need in plain English. This gives you the opportunity to describe what type of app you need and what data the app should collect. So we will have to give Copilot a prompt. The prompt that we will use today is to ask Copilot to create an inventory management app. The reason Copilot gives us a table or is trying to create a table at the moment is because all the data that will be in this table is what we will be looking at in our app. It will be in the screens on the app, and it will also create a form so that the users can fill out more information to add to the table. Now we could leave the table like this and it will create the app. However, we can also add more by asking Copilot by describing to Copilot what we want to be changed. Now, since in inventory management, we do want to note when we would need to reorder, I will ask Copilot to add a column for the reorder points. So they also have suggestions here, which you could use to help in how you create your prompts. So we will ask Copilot to add a column for the reorder point. And Copilot has created. So far on our table, we have the ID of the product, the name of the product, the current quantity that the product has, the price, the category, the location, the status, for example, if it's available or out of stock, the date added, and then the reorder point. The reorder point will now be able to allow us to, if the stock amount goes below the reorder point, we can create a flow to notify the owners that the stock has to be reordered. We can now go and create our app. However, I have created the app and I have made some changes, so we'll open the app that I have created. Now, using the information that the Copilot has created for us, we were able to create an inventory management screen. Here, we have a gallery that allows us to view all the records in the table. For example, the bread, the apple, and the banana. All the records that was in the table, we have created a gallery to view it all. We also have a form that allows us to display in full what the items in the table has. We can also edit the screen, edit the record. For example, if you want to make a change to the description or how much quantity there is, we can do that. Or we can delete it. I also created a second screen called Inventory Transactions. And here, the user can view all the transactions that was made. So they're able to see whether it was a sale or purchase. They're able to see the quantity that was sold and the unit price at the time and the total amount of the transaction. To take this further, we can also create a flow so that when the reorder point is, when the quantity is lower than the reorder point, for example, for the bread, we can create a flow that it will notify the owner that they need to reorder. This is the flow that I created. So you will first use when a row is added, modified, or deleted. There is many ways to create flows in Power Automate. And if you are new in Power Automate, you could also try to use Copilot. You could describe exactly what you want your flow to do, and Copilot will give a list of options and different types of flows that you could use. Then you could use any of the options and you could modify it to suit your problem. Here, I use a when a row is added, modified, or deleted trigger. And I am looking at the inventory management table, which is the first table. Now we are trying to find out when the reorder point is greater than the quantity. If the reorder point is greater than quantity, we want to post a message to the user that the specific product name is due for reorder. When we do that, it will send a message in Microsoft Teams as saying that bread is due for reorder and the reorder point has been reached. This will notify the owner and they will be able to reorder as needed. And that is the end of my demo. Thank you.
Wonderful. That was a great demo. Great demos that we actually saw today from this community call, from looking at how you can be able to build a maintenance solution using the Power Platform, just Microsoft Forms and the Power Automate flow just to automate the entire process and have an approval process, to using AI in converting a design or a Figma design into an actual working functional app using the Figma to app feature within PowerApps, to this last one in showcasing how a lot of companies would actually use a solution like this for inventory management and actually having those notifications on when they need to restock. And I'm pretty sure that everyone else is actually relating to this thing, because normally when we go to the shops and the supermarkets and we want to buy something from them and they just tell you that the item is out of stock, why don't they instead employ a solution like this to actually know that, okay, when a quantity of this specific product drops to the specific number, we should be proactive in sending orders to our suppliers so that our suppliers can be able to give us the product and we can be able to cater in if there's going to be any delays around that. So this is a great solution, great solutions that we actually saw today from this community call. The next community call is going to be the week after next week. So we're going to be back at it again, showcasing all the cool, amazing demos, how to solve problems. Even if it's simple, it's still cool. How you can use Power Apps, Power Automate, Power BI, Power Pages, and Power Virtual Agents and Copilot within the Power Platform to actually build those solutions to solve that specific problem that you're faced with. So amazing demos that we've had so far. More cool demos are still coming. And again, in case you're wondering, how can you be able to get your hands on to Copilot in the Power Platform? We have the recording on the YouTube channel for this community, where you'll be able to find all the instructions on how you can be able to set up Copilot within your environment, in your Power Platform environment, and you can be able to access Copilot and you can start building solutions. And should I not forget, even if you have Copilot and you have no idea how to start prompting Copilot to build a solution for you, we have a Power Platform prompt library where you'll be able to see how you can utilize some of those prompts that have been built by the team at Microsoft to showcase how you can take positive advantage of the Power Platform Copilot and using specific prompts to build specific solutions and applications. And all of this information that I'm talking about is available as recordings on the YouTube channel for this Power Platform community. So if you want to catch up on past recordings and this recording, you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Power Platform Junkies on YouTube, and you can be able to find all of the recordings from our past, present community calls till date. So with that, I think we can end it off and give back everybody some time, 15 minutes back. It is a Friday after all, so people need to go and rest and probably build some amazing stuff and cool stuff to come back and showcase to the community. With that, I am ending it off. Thank you everyone for coming through for this specific community call, and see you on the next one, same time, same place.